14, Day 1. Aspire. To strive for.
I had a premonition that Eli would aspire to the position of captain.
Inveigh. Attack verbally.
The pickets agreed to inveigh against the law that curtailed their freedom.
Nettle. Irritate.
Although the comic's quips seemed to be mild, they began to nettle the nightclub's owner.
Overt. Open.
Overt acts of violence by the prisoner jeopardized his parole.
Relegate. Assign to an inferior position.
When they tried to relegate the star to a minor role, she was furious.
To bury the hatchet. To make peace.
After not speaking to each other for a year, they decided to bury the hatchet.
Sunday morning at Pearl Harbor. At breakfast time on Sunday morning, December 7, 1941, Dorie Miller was serving coffee aboard the battleship West Virginia. Dorie was black, and the highest job to which he could then aspire in the U.S. Navy was that of messman. While Dorie was technically a member of a great fighting fleet, he was not expected to fight. Most Army and Navy officers inveighed against blacks as fighting men. Although blacks were nettled by such overt prejudice, Dorie Miller apparently accepted being relegated to the role of a meshal servant. Now, as he poured the coffee, Dorie was wondering why the airplanes above were making so much noise on a peaceful Sunday morning.
Week 14, Day 2. Supine. Lying on the back.
From a supine position, the hunter emitted the animal's mating call.
Mammoth. Huge.
Mammoth placards announced the opening of the new movie.
Repulse. Drive back.
Management is sure to repulse any request for increased remuneration.
Havoc. Ruin.
The virulent plague caused havoc among the populace.
Raise. Destroy.
Following the revolution, the people razed the subterranean dungeons of the dictator.
Philadelphia lawyer. A lawyer of outstanding ability.
His case is so hopeless that it would take a Philadelphia lawyer to set him free.
The infamous attack. The coffee cups suddenly went spinning, as an explosion knocked Dorie Miller flat, on his back. Jumping up from his supine position, the powerfully built messman from Waco, Texas, headed for the deck. Everywhere that Dorie looked, he saw smoke and mammoth warships lying on their sides. Overhead, dozens of Japanese dive bombers controlled the skies, without a U.S. plane to repulse their attack. The havoc was enormous. Without hesitating, Dorie joined a team that was feeding ammunition to a machine gunner, who was making an ineffectual attempt to protect their battleship from being razed by the torpedo planes.
Week 14, Day 3. Lethal. Deadly.
The jockey received a lethal kick from the fractious horse.
Scurry. Run hastily.
Poe's hero watched the rats scurry across his inert body.
Incisive. Acute.
Our editor castigated the proposal with his incisive commentary.
Precipitate. Hasten.
A quarrel was precipitated among the relatives after they heard the terms of the reprehensible will.
Stereotype. Unvarying pattern.
The laconic Clint Eastwood was a stereotype of the strong, silent Western hero.
To gild the lily. To praise extravagantly.
There was no need for the announcer to gild the lily because we could see how beautiful the model was.
The heroism of Dory Miller. Men all around Miller were succumbing to the lethal spray of Japanese bullets. He dragged his captain to safety, and turned back to see that the machine gunner had been killed. Dory took the big gun, and trained it on the incoming bombers. Within the space of 10 minutes, he was credited with destroying 4 bombers while dodging the bullets of their fighter escorts. The enemy scurried away, having struck the incisive blow that precipitated U.S. entrance into World War II. Amidst the dead bodies and the ruined fleet, were the heroes such as Dory Miller. The Navy had told him that he did not have to fight, but he hadn't listened. The Navy had attempted to stereotype him, but Dory changed all that.
Week 14, Day 4. Stentorian. Loud.
In his customary stentorian tones, the sergeant reprimanded those who thought the army was a haven for incompetence.
Singular. Extraordinary.
A viable peace was brought about as a result of the diplomat's singular contribution.
Valor. Courage.
The word surrender is anathema to people of valor.
Bias. Prejudice.
The bigot's bias precipitated a fistfight.
Sinecure. Soft job.
The director was ousted from his sinecure when he angered the mayor.
To steal one's thunder. To weaken one's position by stating the argument before that person does.
I had planned to be the first to resign from the club, but my cousin stole my thunder.
For distinguished devotion to duty. Some months later, Dory Miller was serving on an aircraft carrier when Admiral Chester Nimitz, the commander of the Pacific Fleet, came aboard to preside over a special awards ceremony. In stentorian tones, the Admiral presented Miller with the prestigious Navy Cross, commending him for a singular act of valor and disregard for his own personal safety. Miller's heroism helped to shatter the bias against African Americans in the armed forces. Although he could have accepted a sinecure at a U.S. naval base, Dory chose to remain in the combat zone, where he was killed in action in December 1943.